what's up? This is Rey Mysterio, the legend and the G-Mote of all time.
And this is Dominic Mysterio.
And you are listening to Wrestling the Rap Game.
Riding around my city, bumping Tame Impala. Creative and crazy, where's that a saint asylum? Yeah. All these wins, I'm so happy to pile them. All these goats in my corner, I'm so happy you got them. Yeah, beautiful people at my disposal. But when you come around, it's kinda weird, like an oval. I don't know what they told you, but I don't really know you and my folks.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Wrestling the Rap Game. I know it's been a while, guys, but we're back. We back for sure. Unfortunately, Vino couldn't make it to this episode. Work schedule got caught up, but we here, man. This is a brand new episode, and I'm just happy to be back with y'all. Y'all been patient with us. Y'all been hitting me up, and we're back. And I came back with my boy, man. We were just talking off air, man, how I'm super excited for this episode because this is I literally met this dude. I mean, it's been 3 days since I met him since
for real.
Since we're recording, I met him 3 days ago, literally. And man, this was like, it was literally genuine conversation and genuine energy, man. And I want to introduce y'all to my boy Alfred Banks. Hey man, how you feeling, man? How you doing?
Tonight was a busy night. One of my friends, my man Latranium, he just played halftime at the Pelicans Denver Nuggets game. So I had to go run and show some love to him because just watching someone's dream come true in real time is a beautiful thing. And so I had to support my man. And had to go run some errands and stuff. So today is a good day, you know what I'm saying? Well, a good night or whatever the case. It's just it's beautiful. I'm in a good mood finally, so we're fire.
Word, man. Shouts out to him, man. That's dope. That's super dope. Shouts out to him.
Indeed. Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's what we trying to do. We out here, we chasing our dreams, man. So I can't be mad at that, man. Shouts out to him. I don't even know.
Yeah,
him, that's love for real.
Yeah, no, man. Like him and my man T-Ray, the violinist, he actually did the national anthem on his violin. So wow. Two of the homies pretty much took over the night at the Denver Pelicans game. So, you know, I had to go support my folks, and you know, I met, you know, linked up with a couple of the homies and stuff like that. So it was just like, you know, a really dope night. I don't know, man. I just that felt felt good to kind of see. I'm in a space where, you know, I'm successful and like I've done some things. So seeing someone else do something really, really dope, it really like inspires me. And I actually played halftime earlier this year. I competed in a rap battle against my man Ray Wimley, and incredible MC, credible freestyler, and I was victorious in that battle. So to kind of like play an arena of like, you know, this was like when COVID restrictions were tough. So 5,000 people, I think, was the cap. But it was just so amazing to kind of feel that energy. So I know him being on the floor and rocking out it was an amazing thing.
Man, congrats to you too, man. On doing that, because I know that's even with COVID restrictions, that's still a big deal, man. So congrats to you on that. And
thank you, man. Appreciate you.
No problem, man. And yeah, let's get into that, man. Alfred Banks, man, I met you, like I said, 3 days ago. We met at our boy P-Butta's birthday show, man.
Shouts to my man.
Yeah, shout out to P-Butta, man, because he literally, but you know what I mean? I'm sure the most, you know, what he had on his mind was the show, his birthday show. And, you know what I mean? This ended up happening through that birthday show. So shout out to him.
For sure, man.
And yeah, man, I met you. I had, when I first walked in, man, I, you know, dapped you up. You know what I mean? I looked at your merch stand, checked it out, man. And of course, you know, I had to show love, you know, and I had a cop.
Hey, sir.
The beanie, man. And I even noticed off rip too. I was like, yo, like that's the, you know, the Wrestlemania logo. So I was even already at that point, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Now in my brain, I'm like, is he a wrestling fan, or is it just like the love for the you know what I mean, off the logo? And I'm like, all right, you know what? Whatever. It was, you know what I mean? Like, it's still love. You know what I mean? Even as just, if it was just music, whatever. So then later into the show, or when you performed your set, and you had mentioned Mega ran, and then I actually looked at the sticker and I saw the SmackDown logo for yours that with the beanie. I was like, hold on, man. This dude might actually be a real wrestling fan. And
Yeah,
then
for sure.
I had talked to Quan and Bud, and they were like, yeah, bro, he's really a wrestling fan. And I'm like, all right, bro, hold on, I gotta talk to bro, but man, because like, you know what I mean? Just off the music already, I was already like, yo, I want to talk, I want to interview dude. But then it was like the wrestling thing. I'm like, hold on, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, dude's really cool. Like,
I appreciate that. You know, for me, wrestling, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a wrestler.
Wow.
And that lasted for about 6 or 7 months. I was actually going to transfer over to a high school that has a wrestling team here in New Orleans, and I was working out, and shouts to my brother Alandis, may he rest in peace, but he was sending me books, workout books with Triple H on the cover. This is like 04, 05. 05, 06, I'm sorry. And I remember him sending me books, you know, workout regimens and what to eat, what not to eat, how to get cut, how to get this and that. And so, I actually wanted to be a wrestler. And my knowledge of wrestling, I always say my cutoff point is like around 2011. I'm not up on it as I used to be, but I do have a very vast knowledge of it from like about 98, 99 to about 2011. So pretty much anything in that world, I can rock with you. You know what I'm saying?
You cut off like the PG era, like when they started.
Right around the PG, right when HBK retired. I think it was 2010. Okay. I kind of like fell off. I got this thing where like all my favorite people, once they retire, I don't really watch it anymore. When Iverson retired, I kind of stopped watching the NBA. You know, when I think Tiger Woods, this thing kind of started to decline, I kind of stopped watching golf. You know, football. Who's Brett Favre before he became this incredibly racist guy. Before he was public about it, he was my favorite quarterback. So when he retired, I kind of stopped watching football for the most part. I still watch Saints, who that all day. But when it comes to wrestling, man, like I've always loved the theatrics. And when I found out like it wasn't like a real thing, it made me love it even more. Because these guys and gals are really putting their lives on the line, putting their health on the line, you know, creating incredible storylines. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, but just like dope storylines and getting you involved in the energy and the love of it. I love wrestling, man. It's really dope. It's always been dope. It's a good conversation starter too. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. I was just about to ask you, man, who got you locked in? Like who you saw on the TV that you were like,
I remember like, I'm thinking like 98, 99. So I remember seeing like early Hardy Boys when they was rocking with Michael Hayes. I remember seeing like, you know, Matt doing moonsaults and Jeff doing sentons. And I was like, yo, this is kind of hot. I like this. And you know, as much as people are fans of the Attitude Era, I'm not the hugest fan of the Attitude Era. Mine is more the Ruthless Aggression. That's when I kind of really came into my own watching it. I'm watching like, you know what I'm saying, Brock come in. I'm watching Triple H, Benoit, and watching Ruthless Aggression Era. That's Eddie coming into his own, probably I think leaving, getting himself together, then coming back. You know, The Rock kind of when he was a bad guy, that Hollywood Rock phase, that was crazy. I love that. Who else? I'm loving you know, even watching jobbers or like Sean, I don't say jobbers, but just, you know, your lower mid card guys like your Sean Stasiaks and your, you know, Hurricane. When Hurricane and Kane, Hurricane came together, it was a tag team. I remember when Tajiri and Hurricane were tag team? Tajiri was a champ with somebody.
He was with Eddie. They beat
Tajiri was with Eddie Guerrero?
They beat Team Angle in the ladder match.
Sure did, man. Good Lord. Yeah, they did. So like world's greatest tag team. When Orlando Jordan came, like JBL coming into his own. So that's kind of my era. You know what I'm saying? Right towards that PG era. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, he's just that whole, man, look, RVD, Shelton Benjamin, these are like some of my guys that like these just ridiculously athletic guys who do things that to this day are still impressive 20 years, 15 years later. You know what I'm saying? Those joints are dope. So yeah, that's kind of like my era. That's kind of what got me into it. But it's Jeff Hardy, man. Jeff Hardy, seeing him, his swag was just so different, so ill. I just love the way he just kind of attacked his character and his persona from a different angle from everyone else. Everyone was good guy, bad guy, angry, not as angry, cameraman, good talker. And Jeff was just like, yo, I'm just flipping off stuff, man. That's what we doing. And the pain and it was just dope, you know.
How did you feel when he finally won the WWE Championship after, you know, so many years of us wanting it to happen?
I got that DVD. That's Vengeance, if I'm not mistaken. That's the one with Chris Jericho on the cover of the joint, pressing like a doomsday button.
Yep.
Yeah, it was that triple threat, him, Edge, and Triple H, right? Man, felt so good, dog. Like, because Jeff deserved it. He'd been through so much, and no matter what he went through and how many times even the Victory Road thing in 2011 or all these different things, his fans never left. Like, we just love that dude so much because he has if you really look at it, not hyperbole, but like, I don't really know too many other wrestlers who have such a diehard fan base like the Hardys do.
Yeah.
You got people who everyone knows, right? You got your Triple H's and your John Cena's. You got guys who are like sleepers, like who like some sleepers. I think Orlando Jordan was a sleeper. I think he was a really good wrestler. Charlie Haas was a really good wrestler. That House of Pain movie. I mean, come on, man. Those cats are great. Carlito. You know what I mean? These guys are super dope. But the Hardy Boys, every incarnation of them was hot. Even like the version 1 joint and like everything Jeff did, everything Matt did was just hot. And everyone loved it. You know what I'm saying? Even the broken joint. So I think like I don't know nobody else that has like that diehard fan base. Like Jeff. And rightfully so. I feel like he earned it. And when he won that title, man, it was a culmination of everything. All of the people saying that, you know, he couldn't do it, he couldn't get his mind right, he couldn't get everything together. And he showed people he deserved that belt. And he was a great champion. You know what I mean? They believed in him. They kept that strap on him for a couple months too. They really showed that he could be the top guy. And people loved him. And he was a great top guy. You know, I think what they did for Jeff, they should have did for Christian. You know what I mean? Christian, they fucked over Christian. Like, that was not fair. Like, they gave him the strap, but like, come on, man. Like, he busted his butt just like Edge did, man. Like, you know, and obviously he only got it because of Edge. Yep. But let that man rock for a month, man. Like, what y'all doing? Like, put him in a program.
Man. 4 days, 4 days, 2 days,
5, something like that. So Jeff winning that strap, man. It was a culmination of a lot of work that man put in, and I was very happy, very, very happy.
Yeah, man. I couldn't agree more. Especially with the diehard fan base. I was at WrestleMania 33, whichever that one was, where they came back to WWE in Orlando.
That's tough,
man. When I tell you, it wasn't even a roof. It was a stadium, but they literally blew you could hear everything. Like, it was so loud in there. They might have had the loudest reaction of the night. And I could for sure that their fan base ride, you know what I mean? They real like ride or dies for them, man. And,
yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
And I couldn't agree more. Well, you told me that was one of my questions of which era was your favorite. You said the Ruthless Aggression era. So I'm gonna switch it up. What was your favorite video game? What was your favorite wrestling video game?
Oh man, you know, I got a couple actually. Can I give you a couple?
Go ahead.
So WrestleMania 18 on Game Boy Advance.
Wow. That's a
that game gives me, man, like it gives me so many nostalgic memories. I remember that year, that's 02. My mama got me the purple joint, the purple clear Game Boy Advance, and she got me that game. And I remember because I had it on GameCube, WrestleMania 18, but I wanted it on Game Boy. No, so I had Game Boy Advance WrestleMania 18 first. And I remember waking up there was Christmas Eve. As soon as it hit midnight, I remember begging my mom, can I play with it now? can I play with it now? She was like, boy, wait. She's like, you know what? Go ahead. And I remember putting that in and playing, dog. I played that joint for like 4 hours straight. I didn't even go to sleep. And that game was just so ill to me, man. Like, because I love my Game Boy Advance. So, and then Survivor Series on Game Boy Advance. That's like the last one they made for Game Boy Advance. That's a great one too, because they had the Sweet Chin Music, HBK's on there, and his Sweet Chin Music was really good on there. The Rock Bottom looks really good on the WrestleMania 18 joint. So those are like top 5 wrestling games for me, like ever. Now, Here Comes the Pain.
Okay.
Is really dope. I would have loved to see Jeff Hardy on there. Shut Your Mouth. I love Shut Your Mouth. I mean, No Mercy, but I feel like that's a cop out. I like WCW Thunder. Man. I think Thunder was a good game, man. Like, I have it. So yeah, WrestleMania 18, Survivor Series on Game Boy Advance, Here Comes the Pain, Shut Your Mouth. I had those on PlayStation 2. I played every SmackDown up until they started doing the Raw versus SmackDown. Then like I fell off around like the one with I think Randy Orton on the cover. I fell off at. But
that was like 11, 12?
It's like 12 I want to say, something like that. I think that's when they redid the Attitude Era joint. But yeah, nah, man, I those are my favorite joints. But that WrestleMania 18 on Game Boy Advance, that's the one that really does it for me, for sure. I have that somewhere around here, for sure.
Nah, man, that I was trying to remember. Wasn't there? I don't know if it was one of those, but wasn't there one like that you had to like save Stephanie McMahon or something like that? Like,
yeah, that game sucked. I think that was Road to WrestleMania on Game Boy Advance, if I'm not mistaken. That game was butt muscles. Oh my God, that game sucked, man. Because it was really a beat 'em up. It wasn't really like a. Yeah. That's why I loved WrestleMania 18 and Survivor Series, because they gave you somewhat of a storyline, and you could like go for a title and actually like wrestle your way up, and yeah, it was really dope, man. I love playing with Eddie Guerrero because his signature was the Three Amigos, and it was really cool. So.
No, I feel that, man. And then Here Comes the Pain with the backstage, like you know what I mean. That you run around backstage, you go into like the subway and all that stuff, fighting in the subway, and even like Shut Your Mouth too. Shut Your Mouth was the one with the draft, right? Or was that Here Comes the Pain?
Yeah, baby. No, that was Shut Your Mouth, and you could climb up the fist.
Yeah.
SmackDown joint, yeah, for sure. And then another one that a lot of people sleep on too, man. Day of Reckoning. Oh man, I have that. I have both on GameCube. Yeah, I have both of those. Those games are great, man. THQ was just really killing it. Wait, I'm sorry. That's not. Wait, Day of Reckoning wasn't THQ. That was Jad. Not Jad. That's the figurine joints. Oh man, it was the engine that would have been. What was the? So I watched the video on this a couple years ago, about a year ago during COVID, the lockdown, where they said Day of Reckoning was because it was WrestleMania 2000. It was No Mercy. Then there was supposed to be a game after that. Day of Reckoning was that game.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. I forget what it was supposed to be. It was wrestling. Like it was WWF something. Ukes. That's who it was. Yep.
Okay.
Day of Reckoning 2 is the best one, man. So what I used to like, I've never actually said this out loud because I've never had a place to ever say this. So I'm so glad to do this interview with you, man. My favorite thing when I used to crack open a new video game, a new wrestling game, the first thing I would do, I wouldn't play story mode. I wouldn't watch the Titantron videos, listen to the music. The first thing I would do was go to the creative player and watch the finishing moves. I judge the wrestling games off of the animations of the video of the finishing moves. The RKO on Day of Reckoning sucks. That's a very ugly RKO. But the Three Amigos by Eddie was really dope. Frog Splash was dope. One of the reasons why I hated WrestleMania 18 on the GameCube was because the Swanton Bomb was that weird ass looking senton bomb. It was like if you remember, like some of those games, like the Senton bomb was the front flip, but it wasn't like as fly as Jeff did it. It was like this weird ass.
Arms expanding.
He did the joint. It was this weird ass like front flip. It was like this weird jerky kind of animation that I always hated. The super kick looked really whack on GameCube. PlayStation always kind of had the upper hand. I think SmackDown versus Raw is when they started doing the corner animation, the turnbuckle animation where you grab the joint. So like that was the way I judged video games, off of the finishing moves. If the animation was smooth, then it's like, all right, I'm gonna have fun, dude. If that shit wasn't hot, so I like the FU or the attitude adjustment on Dead Reckoning 2 is amazing. The crossface with Chris Benoit is amazing. The pedigree looks amazing. Spears look okay. The execution, shit like so. Like that's kind of how I judge those games. I was off of the animation. I always love doing that, man. To this day, if I ever do play a new wrestling game, I always crack open the creative player and just go straight to the finishing moves that you don't have to unlock and kind of see what they're talking about.
Man, that's like the first time I'm hearing that. To me, I'm like, damn, that is like, why didn't I think of that? Like, yo, my whole time in my head, like, yo, why the hell I ain't think of that, man? That's actually like super dope, man. So like I mean, I could tell right now, back then you were like a WWE guy and not like a WCW guy or TNA.
Yeah. I had a moment with TNA. I was watching TNA when it was on Spike. Yeah. And you know, I just love wrestling. So like I watched them for sure. I used to watch I watched TNA when, like, I want to say right before Kurt got there, like that 03, 04 TNA. Was that Kevin Nash? That's Scott
like
Steiner.
Jeff Jarrett was the guy.
Yeah, X Division, my man. Yeah, AJ and Christopher Daniels and shit like that. So I was watching then. But when I was a kid, man, I used to really watch. So I used to live in this small town called Tallulah, Louisiana, which is like northern Louisiana for a couple of years, and it was like local broadcast television. And I used to watch Mid-South Wrestling, and I was a child, so I didn't know that shit is reruns. I used to always wonder, like, why does this shit look so old? It's like, well, whoever these wrestlers are, these are cool, and that's how I got introduced to Ernie Ladd and Junkyard Dog and early Shawn Michaels when he was Sean Hickenbottom. You know what I'm saying? So I used to watch that and be like, oh, well, I'll do another one. I used to watch CZW on the same channel. Wow. That's how I used to I got Sick Nick Mondo and Danzig, or was it Zandig or Danzig? I think it was Danzig. Trent Acid, rest in peace, and all these guys. So I used to watch like those independent joints as well. And I remember like watching, that's like 02, 03. I remember watching right when TNN turned into Spike TV, watching when the NWO was coming back and, like, you know what I'm saying, that terrible rendition of the NWO and shit. Yeah, I remember, but watching like Mid-South and watching like CZW and watching TNA, I could appreciate those guys. Not really a WCW guy. I don't even really remember watching WCW. I remember playing WCW Nitro and just being like, that game sucks. So I never really like played it. That's not the worst, but that's like top 10 worst wrestling games. Yeah. Period. That game sucks. Nothing's worse than Backyard Assault, but that game sucks. So yeah, that is the worst. I say that's like top 3 worst video games.
Because what was it? What game that I was like, yo, this is terrible. Was it it was the WrestleMania one where you had to read, was it Legends of WrestleMania where you had to,
you mean
it was Legends of WrestleMania, the cover had,
you talking about Acclaim?
I'm not I know it was like, it was like it was about all legends and then like redoing all the legendary, like all the things they did. Like one of them was like you had to throw Mankind off the Hell in a Cell. Like it was just
Legends of WrestleMania. Yeah, I never played that. That game sucks.
Bro, that game was so trash.
Damn. Was it as bad as WrestleMania 21? Because I never played WrestleMania 21.
I didn't even play WrestleMania 21.
You played any other Xbox?
I stopped playing Xbox wrestling games.
Okay, cool. Goddamn. You played any of? So you never played none of the?
I played Raw.
I heard Raw was but I heard Raw 2 was actually kind of good.
I didn't even try.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm actually gonna buy Xbox and I'm gonna buy that game because it's $10, and I'm gonna see how bad that game is. Because I love playing like the older games.
Yeah.
My man Justin, my man, his name is 8-Bit Animal on Instagram. Y'all should follow him. Check him out. He's super dope. And on Twitter. But he told me don't play any of those Xbox games because they all suck.
Yo, you're not lying, bro.
But why was the Legends of Wrestling game so bad, if you don't mind me asking?
It was just, you could tell that they were just trying to get something off.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Because the PlayStation games were so successful with the SmackDown, especially with SmackDown versus Raw 2007.
Yeah,
that was the one with Triple H on the cover, and that was the first one they had DX back, and they had the GM mode, and that was the first one that had Money in the Bank.
That GM mode was such a good game mode. Why did they get rid of that?
They're bringing it back for the new one, for the new
what?
Yeah.
That's hard.
For the first time in 15 years.
Bro, that GM mode was everything, man. Like, I felt like the man, like, making, you know what I mean? Keeping storylines going, and you had to really be into me. That shit was hot, man. Yeah, that shit was hot, B. That shit was hot, B. It was actually one of the things they did kind of like that with the Game Boy Advance, WrestleMania 18 and Survivor Series. Your matches had to be like, you had to do certain things in the match to kind of get to the next wrestler, and the better you did in your matches, the quicker your title shot would come. So that, I love that. Hearing that is really dope. About time they brought that back, especially after what I've heard was the debacle of was that 2K21?
20. They canceled 2K20, which is crazy. I can't remember last time WWE canceled a game. Yeah, I know. Like the game,
the 20. So 20 was just so bad. They better do everything to get these fans back, man, for real.
So are you like, have you tuned into like AEW or?
My man tells me to, and I want to because they got all my guys, you know. Well, I would say Chris Jericho, but he like donated to Trump's campaign, so you know he's out of here. But the dude, my man, who always kept his hands in his pocket, forget his name,
Orange Cassidy.
That swag. I remember at my old job, I remember like being on Facebook and watching a video. I was watching him like do a plancha over the joint with his hands in his pocket. I just thought that was the hottest stuff ever. I was like, yo, who is this guy? And then it was like, oh, AEW. I remember the whole Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho joint. I was like, well, that's a good way to come out with this new brand. Whatever, that's cool. But I'm glad. I want to actually give them a shot because they over there doing some really good stuff right now.
Really good,
I'm hearing CM Punk ain't really. I mean, you know, it's been 10 years, so you know you can only. But I'm hearing like it ain't as hot as what people thought it would be. But I think we had too many high expectations for the man. The man's like in his 50s now, right?
He's 44.
Oh, I'm sorry, I gave him way too many years. But like, it's been 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like we can't expect him to be at, you know.
Yeah.
Is he bad or is it a?
He's a good guy, but I think
his wrestling skills.
Oh no, he's not. He's obviously slower, but you know, because like you said, it's been a decade. But I think they wanted him to like be pushed to the moon, and he's been trying to like. Before he goes into the main event, he needs to get his feet wet still. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been 10 years. You can't just him come back and then give him the belt and it's like you're trash in the ring. So I think he's just trying to find his mojo, which I think he's had. And I mean, the one thing that he didn't need to find his mojo was on the mic.
Oh, that boy he's a natural on the mic.
After this, man, watch his promo with there's a new guy. He's amazing too on the mic. His name is MJF. And their promo back and forth, probably one of the best I've seen in a while.
Oh wow, man, that's dope. Nah, CM Punk is he's a natural. They got guys like that. Like Jeff Hardy's my favorite wrestler, but he's not that great on the mic. But I think he's just so good at what he does. We don't really care because we don't give him the same judgment as we give other people. You know, did you notice like this last incarnation of Kurt Angle right before he retired? Obviously, it was like it was over. Did you notice how bad he was on the mic? Because he wasn't that bad on the mic when he was like wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he just lost his confidence.
Yeah. Because I was like, yo, Kurt was amazing on the mic. He had the one gold medal broken freaking neck. Like he had the swag, and like watching this last go round, it was just like, what the hell is this? Like
sad.
It really, you know, I went to that last WrestleMania where it was him and Kurt and Triple versus Ronda, and
that match was good.
And I
Triple
remember
H and Stephanie versus Ronda and Kurt.
And I remember seeing like Kurt being like, "Damn, I'm glad I got to see him before he retired. I'm glad I got to see Triple H, but like, good Lord, I missed the heyday. Jesus Christ, because you know Ronda held her own. She did her thing, but just not that confidence. Really, like, I don't know, man. It really broke my heart. But back to the point. Sorry. CM Punk is a natural on the mic, and from what I've been seeing, some of the clips, you know, it does look a bit rusty, but I think he'll be fine. You know what I mean? You know, by the mid next year, they'll probably put the strap on him and he'll be the guy. He's already the guy, but he'll be the extra guy, and I think he'll be fine. You know, he's a natural in the ring.
I think because ironically, their next pay-per-view is in March and it's going to be in Orlando. And I think they're building him or Daniel Bryan, which he's over there in AEW now.
Or Bryan Danielson?
Bryan Danielson, yeah. I think they're building one of them to be, you know what I mean, like next up. I think, you know, they finally got the belt on one of their homegrown talent, because that wasn't what they were doing. Their first champion was Chris Jericho. Their second champion was Dean Ambrose or Jon Moxley from WWE. Then they gave it to Kenny Omega, who's still not an AEW grown talent. You know, he got big in Japan.
Of course.
Finally, they gave it to one of their homegrown talent. And I think CM Punk, eventually he's going to be the guy. Or not the guy. He's going to be the guy for a moment, you know what I mean, a moment of time. Because that's what fans really want to see. So, or most fans.
I agree too. I think it was smart though in the beginning to kind of put the belt on someone or some guys that obviously more people recognize across other brands. And obviously Kenny Omega is that international kind of guy. I'm not super familiar with Kenny Omega's track record, to be honest, but I will say like just with a Bullet Club, right? Yeah. That was his thing. Yep. So like kind of knowing how big that was, even not knowing who Kenny Omega was, I saw a gazillion Bullet Club shirts. Knowing the impact that homie had, you got to put the strap on him. Then you got to put the strap on for the first one. You got to put the strap on somebody that everybody knows, Chris Jericho. And then who you said was the other? Dean Ambrose. I mean, the dude is very, and shouts to him for taking the time to get himself together too, because a lot of people don't do that. And you never know what people are going through. But I think, you know, him being a champion was really smart too, especially leaving WWE and going over there and putting in. He's a hard worker. Now, apparently he's doing these hardcore matches and shit. Like that's his new steez. And so he busts his butt and earned that. So I think the brand is solidified enough to put the belt on somebody who's homegrown. People kind of recognize, kind of know. It was a very smart, and that's why I think AEW is probably going to outlive WWE at this point. I think because these guys are very calculated, they're smart, they have a great example of what not to do in WWE, and I think they're going to be super dope because I don't know what the hell you actually you'd have been super hyped because I didn't tell anyone, but I had a special guest the night of the show, and it was Swerve. Oh, that's my man. Yeah, that's my man. So he was gonna come out and rock because we have a song together on my new album. But I wasn't gonna do the song with him. I was gonna bring him out to just rock on my set because he rhymes and he's really fucking good. So I was gonna bring him out. What the hell was WWE thinking getting rid of Hit Row? Like I have no idea what they're doing anymore. Like it's crazy.
Man.
They're letting people go left and right. It's crazy.
I think you're reading my questions because I was really gonna get. One of my questions was about these releases, man. I don't know what the hell they're doing either. They're letting a lot of people who are really talented, who have a lot to offer, go. And Swerve is one of those people. All of Hit Row is one of them. Keith Lee, another great guy.
Dang, it's just like, yo, mom, what are y'all like? You have a plan? Or y'all just like, what are y'all doing? Like, Hit Row was hot.
Yeah.
Really building a thing, like,
man.
You know, and every day I'm watching Swerve's followers go up by the thousands, and I'm watching people buying the merch and the action figures and it's selling out, and Vince is, cut them off. Like, what is that? Like, then first you let the young lady, I forget her name escapes me at the moment.
Yeah,
but you let her go, right? And she's like a very, very intricate part of the. Yep. And I feel like the writing was on the wall. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on over there, man. Like, they just letting people go left and right, and I don't know. This is wild. And every time I'm looking up, and because a lot of my friends are super, super, super into wrestling, and so I'm reading, you know, the dirt sheets from them and things like that, and nobody has an answer. Nobody knows what's going on. Like, Mega Ran's really cool with New Day, and they don't even know what's going on. You know what I mean? Shout out to them for putting the strap on Big E. He earned it.
Man.
And shout out to them for, you know, Xavier for getting it was a King of the Ring joint, right? And for him to get his push, because obviously Kofi has had his push and he's a thing forever. So it was about time. Everyone in New Day deserves to be a top guy, period. And so they're doing it the right way that way, but everything else, they're fucking up. It's crazy.
The only thing that what bothers me the most is that you know, there's not a lot of people of color already in WWE.
Come on.
And in this recent release alone, man, there was, you know what I mean?
Yep.
At least 6-7 people of color who were cut.
Yep.
You know, I was talking to my boys like about this, Butter, you know, I was talking to him about it. I was talking to my boy Pod too. I was like, to think that WWE is like 60 something years old.
Yeah.
And they've only had 4 African American champions. And
it's nuts.
And the Rock, does he really? I mean, he counts, but
nope.
does he really fully count?
Nope.
So
I've never heard The Rock say anything black ever in my life. And I don't even mean that in like a funny way. I'm dead ass. Like, any black, and not that you know, if you have nothing to do with something, then you don't necessarily have to comment on it. But like, we've never seen The Rock say anything about anything ever. And he just plays that middle ground. So all his fans love him. So he doesn't really have a position on anything. And it's just like, yo, what you doing, man? Like, you are black. Your father was a very black man. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? And what they did to Booker T is just like,
man, that whole storyline was disgusting, man.
And now as an adult, because I remember, you know, watching the lead up, because, you know, Sunday Night Heat. I remember watching the lead up. That's when last year Sunday Night Heat was a thing, right? That's 20. That's WrestleMania 19. What's that? 03?
03.
So that's Sunday Night Heat. I think that's one of the last Sunday Night Heats, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
and just kind
of John Cena come out and battle Jay-Z and Fabulous, which is another
man. But watching, you know, the whole, like, watching these promos and saying people like you, and at the time I was just like, why that feel wrong? But I ain't know, you know what I mean? I'm a kid, but now as an adult watching that shit, it's like, hey, yo, between that and the Kane joint with the Katie Red, not Katie Red, the Katie,
with Triple H was having sex with the dead girl in the coffin. I'm like, man.
So I don't know. WWE just been on some other shit, and they've always been that way, and so it's not that unbelievable that they've only had 4 WWE champions, or, you know, champions, world champions that look like us. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think when Vince goes away, I think when Vince like is gone, I think maybe some things will change.
I believe so. I think things will be for the better. I've gone on this podcast and I've gotten controversy for saying it, but I'm standing my ground on what I said. Not until Vince McMahon retires or most likely dies, WWE is gonna be. It's not gonna go get back to that level where it once was.
No, not at all.
Triple H had a great thing going, man. Triple H had a great thing going with NXT. He was bringing back that old feeling back. We had a guy like Keith Lee who is phenomenal in the ring. And Triple H made him look like a star, a superstar at that. Guys like Ricochet. Also, you know what I mean? Like there was so many people of color being represented. Swerve. Another, he was just champion. He was just champion a month before he got cut.
It's insane, man. Swerve is putting in work.
Yeah.
That boy's looking great in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Good on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the look. He and the angle that they were coming from was natural to him. Maybe just a bit of an exaggeration of who he probably normally is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not no posing. It wasn't that like John Cena and because I wasn't mad at John Cena when he was doing the hip hop shit. Because honestly, the dude could really rap. Like,
yeah,
that's subjective. But like, I think John could really rhyme, and he was really trying to be a dope MC.
Mm-hmm.
But who's the dude? That was Bill Buchanan, who they repackaged as his side dude. Get that nigga the fuck out of here, man.
B squared. Like,
what are we doing, man? Get that nigga out of here, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think at the end of the day, like, this has, and then also Vince said the N-word. So you know what? But like,
I'm definitely gonna put that in this video, man, to show that this is exactly how Vince McMahon really feels.
This is how he gets down.
Keep it up, I'm a nigga.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
So it's an old guard type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, once he's out of here, we'll see a change. Because Triple H had NXT rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Triple H co-signed Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
He co-signed obviously Keith Lee co-signed these guys who he saw in them that they had the apologies. He saw he co-signed them and he saw that they had that star power. And for some reason Vince is just like, nah. I don't know, man. It's a wild situation, man. It's really, really wild.
Yeah, for sure. And we just to wrap up the wrestling segment, or the wrestling portion of this, I have two questions. Because I remember earlier you said something about the Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. So have you attended a WrestleMania?
I did.
Okay.
Shouts to Mega Ran.
Oh, word.
The last one that was here in New Orleans. Was that like
34, I think?
4?
I think it was, yeah, because it was 2018, right?
Yep, sure was.
So
yeah, he was in town. He was in town. Actually, me, Mega Ran, Smoke Dizza, Hannibal Burris, and Open Mike Eagle. We did a show here, and it was amazing. Great time. And the next day, Mega Ran hit me and was like, "Yo, I got an extra ticket to WrestleMania. If you'd like to go." I was like, "Hell yeah!" I mean, it's in the hometown. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And that day I met I met Big E. Yeah, I met Big E that day for the first time. Mega Ran introduced me to Big E, and I met someone else and I can't remember. It was a great time. It was my first wrestling event. I didn't feel good that night, but I wasn't gonna miss that because I saw obviously Kurt was on the ticket, Triple H was on the ticket. I'm like, this might be the last time these guys wrestle, so I kind of want to see them.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that could have topped it off, I'd have saw Jeff. So that's all. That's the only thing left I want to do is see Jeff Hardy live. I think he's only doing TV joints. TV tapings. I don't think he's doing live shit right now. So
especially he just had I'm hoping it isn't, but I think he relapsed. So I'm definitely keeping him.
I was looking at that, and I don't think he relapsed, bro. Like he was taking pictures early in the night. He's like holding his joint, holding his stomach. I think it's an injury. And I think like he exacerbated it being in the ring. And I think he was like, yo, I gotta get out of here. Because I don't think Jeff Because as crazy as Jeff was throughout the years with whatever he was going through, he never did no shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think of is like Victory Road, but
of course,
he was
in the ring though.
Yeah.
I think if Jeff's leaving like that, I don't think that's what that is, because he's been good the past couple of years, like really good.
The only reason why I thought that is because I'm reading reports that they sent him home and nobody's really saying anything, so it's like
okay.
If it was an injury, you know what I mean, they probably would have came out like off rip, like blah blah. He's hurt.
Boom, yeah.
It's been days now, and they're not saying anything besides.
Damn. I really hope it ain't that, man. But he's the man of many lives, bro. I think even if it is that, send him home, let him get straight. They'll bring him right back because he still puts butts in the seat. So,
for sure.
But I'm sorry. What was your question, man?
Oh man, just my last question was, who's your wrestling Mount Rushmore?
Oh man, shucks. I gotta give you 5. I can't give you 4.
All good, bro.
Jeff Hardy's number 1.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels number 2.
Okay.
Good man. Oh man. Who are some guys that, like, every time I watched them wrestle, I was like, yo, I love these guys, or I love this girl, or I love this. Damn, that's a great question. Oh my goodness. Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels. I put Paul London up there.
Wow. Okay.
I love Paul London.
I've heard that name in a while. Paul London.
I know. I love Paul London. Was a big guy that I really loved. Okay. Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit. That's my top 5. That's my top 5.
Not mad at that, man. That's high flyers and technical wrestling, man. Not mad at that.
Yeah. Kurt Angle's amazing, and you take away what Chris Benoit did, whatever. I mean, dude's amazing. Jeff Hardy is Jeff Hardy, one of the most original wrestlers ever come out. Shawn Michaels, man. I mean, geez, I think he has the best signature move of all time. You know what I mean? You just can't. I don't know. You just can't go wrong with that. So yeah, those are my guys for sure.
I'm mad at that list, man. That's one thing they can't ever take away from Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit is that ending of WrestleMania 20, man. One of the greatest.
Man, Eddie, bro. Eddie he was a character, man, and he really embodied that character. Like when he did the whole like kind of like heel turn with the whole Dominic ladder match, even though I thought that was weird. But I was in it. I was enthralled. Like, he was a great storyteller. He was technical as hell. And even as he got older, he was still amazing, could still fly. That Brock Lesnar match is just nuts, and kind of watching. To this day, if I watch that match, I still would tear up. You know what I mean? Like, and then the way he went out, his last match, I'm doing the whole lot. He still joined. Like, Eddie is an amazing wrestler, dude. Like, he the low rider, he just really filled, even though to some degree you can kind of say the whole gimmick was a little, like, not racist, but stereotypical, but he leaned into it, and it was really him. It wasn't like when Chavo did the current white shit. You know what I mean? It was like really, shit was awful. But it was really Eddie was being himself. And that's amazing, man. Kurt Angle, he didn't even have a gimmick. No, it was him.
He was himself, just
Jeff Hardy. You know what I mean? Jeff Hardy didn't have a gimmick. And that's one of the reasons why I like the wrestlers I like. I mean, Shawn Michaels had a gimmick. Chris Benoit didn't really have a gimmick. I love those guys who just are themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Man, I'm not mad at that, man. And I want to end this wrestling segment off with RP Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure he sees, the impact he made on today's wrestling with everything. So, man, RP Eddie Guerrero, and
for sure.
Wrestling definitely hasn't been the same since he's been gone. So,
Sure,
man. But let's get into some music, man.
Hey.
Man, what first got you into music? Like, where did you, realize, like, I could do this music thing?
Well, when I was a kid, my oldest brother, Alfred Banks, he rhymed, and like watching him gather a little bit of a buzz around the city and sign to some local labels and stuff, it inspired me. That was my first time being introduced to rap. You know what I mean? So it was really dope seeing my brother do it. And then when I got older, I heard Food and Liquor. And when I heard Food and Liquor, that's when I knew I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this for a living. Because at that point, I wanted to wrestle, I wanted to play basketball. But when I heard Food and Liquor, I was like, yeah, I'm a rapper. And shouts to Lupe for inspiring me and a generation of kids just like myself to rap about something that wasn't, the norm at the time. Mm-hmm. Outside of yup and my white tee and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's the moment I knew that I would really pursue this. The moment I heard Food and Liquor from Lupe Fiasco.
All right, man. The backpack rap as they call it. You know what I mean? The backpack rap. Sure. So would that be like the type of music that you would say you make? Is it the backpack rap or?
Nah. I'm just more like, I'm very introspective. Mm-hmm. But with like a Southern kind of thing to it. Mm-hmm. And then also like, I always say that if you took Charles Hamilton and Lupe Fiasco and they were from New Orleans, that's me.
Another name I haven't heard in a while, Charles Hamilton. I haven't heard that
name
no doubt. In a while, man.
Yeah, no doubt. So if you put those two guys together, Lupe and Charles, and just throw New Orleans in there, you get Alfred Banks. For me, I'm more introspective. I'm starting to sing more of my music now, add a more melodic situation to it. Those are the things rapping over dance music now and stuff. So I don't just do. I wouldn't consider myself backpack. I am very introspective, mm-hmm. and also talk about some things. Not quite a positive rapper by any means, mm-hmm. but I am someone that does put some things in there that kind of sticks to your ribs. You could take some away from the music, but at the same time, still be able to jam the music. Yeah, that's what it's really about. So that's how I would describe my stuff.
And man, I couldn't agree more. I've seen you perform. Yeah. You know what I mean, and live at the Geek Easy on Sunday, and you did your thing. So, and
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I was definitely back in the back, just bobbing my head like, oh, like dude, like bro doing this thing. So for sure, man.
I appreciate that, man. It's love.
No problem, bro. And what's your creative process like when it comes to like when you're in the studio making music? Like what how's that process like?
I mean, I don't even really get in the studio until the song's done. So like, mm-hmm. I'm a guy that like I like to write at my house. I like to write away from the studio. I don't really get in the studio and create. I'm more of a get to the studio to record kind of guy. Okay. But I'm I hear a beat. I'm listening to what it's telling me to do. If it's telling me to sing more, be more melodically driven on this one, then we go that route. If it's telling me to be more of a, lyrical, spiritual, miracle kind of joint, then we do that. If it's telling me to be more introspective, I do that. If it's telling me to just write something for people to dance to, I'm gonna do that. So I kind of hear, what the song is telling me to do, the beat is telling me to do. I just kind of go from there, and we just kind of, just write it out. I'm a big fan of just kind of capturing, at least the initial feeling that I have when I hear a beat, and then revising that. And yeah, sometimes I freestyle on the beat just to kind of hear if there's anything I could come up with, start, mumbling some melodies and start mumbling some flow patterns and kind of figuring that out. And we just kind of go from there. So I'm a pretty fast recorder for the most part. It takes me about maybe, if I'm doing a feature, that takes me about 20 minutes. If I'm doing like a song, maybe like writing a song isn't really the long part of recording, probably about 45 minutes to an hour. To record a record. So I'm at this point, I kind of know what I like to do. I know my process. I know what I do. and we just knock it out. So.
Wow, I'm not gonna. That 20 minutes, man. That's crazy, bro. Like to be honest, I haven't read anything in 20 minutes, bro, ever in my life. So, man, that's
no doubt. Nah,
really
features
impressive.
are cool. Features are like my favorite thing to do. And so writing a verse, if especially if the beat's good, that take me about 15, 20 minutes, like legit, like to write and recording. I go to my engineer, I tell him, yo, I need an hour session. And every time I get in the studio for features, I actually like he'll set a timer, and he always like, all right, you got 10 minutes, let's go, and I'll knock it out, or I'll be like, all right, let's see how fast I can get this one done, and not like on no blah 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 next. It's like lay the verse down, lay the dubs, lay the ad libs, do some cool stuff, make it sound whatever, and then boom, 20 minutes, we out. Because I want the person, if someone hits me up for a feature, I want them to get the best product. I want it to sound good. I want it to be dope. And, I could do that pretty fast. So, yeah.
Hey, man, I said that's freaking impressive to me. And now another thing, man, what famous musicians do you admire? Like who's like a huge inspiration? But you said Lupe, but who, like, are there any like songs or albums other than, like, you mentioned Food and Liquor, that really, like, you know what I mean, they get your creative flow going, or they just make you like, yo, I want to go write something real quick, you know what I mean, like something like that?
Pink Lava Lamp by Charles Hamilton is an incredible album. To say he was 17 when he wrote that whole joint and produced that whole joint is just insane. I think he was like addicted to dope when he was doing it too. So it was even crazier to think about a teenager on drugs producing and recording an entire project in his school studio, which is incredible. But that album is amazing. Food and Liquor, MF Doom, somebody that inspires me. I just always loved his kind of off kilter kind of rhymes pattern. Recently, as of about 2 years ago, Action Bronson. I love Action Bronson.
Okay.
Action Bronson is amazing. Just his word choice, the way he says things, the things he chooses to say is just very interesting to me. And I always love that weird off kilter, kind of like just random, just whatever I'm feeling is what I write kind of deal. I love that. My top five, like I got my top five is like Lupe, Charles, Busta Rhymes, MF Doom, and Eminem. So people like those guys in hip hop is what I listen to. But then there are other guys and other gals who get me, inspire me, like Saint Lucia, Superfruit. Who else I'm listening to? I listen to like my man Latranium. I actually listen to him a lot. Tank and the Bangers I listen to. Those are the type of guys I listen to and gals I listen to kind of get things going and get me like in the creative space. And as of late, I haven't really been listening to a lot of rap anymore, man. I have a playlist on Tidal that's like 80 songs deep. That's none of his rap. It's just like alternative records. Mickey Factz. Mickey is my brother, and I love his music. I love his earlier stuff for sure. Like he has a project called The Dark Phoenix, where he's rapping over beats that artists would start rapping over about 10 years later, I'm sorry. And so to hear how ahead of his time he was and is with his foresight with things is just amazing. So he inspires me a lot, lyrically, as well as just like weird things to rap over. He always used to pick just weird shit, and I love that. So those are the people that inspire me for sure.
No, I feel you, man. Mickey's super dope, bro. Super dope. Even like, I was listening to even like how you said with features, you could tell he puts a lot of pride into his features. Like he makes sure that, like how you said, like I want to make sure that they are really rocking with this feature. And
for sure,
he's one of those guys that really, I've noticed that he really takes his features crazy. Between the song that he just did with Butta, he went crazy on that. The
For
song
sure.
that he did with Swerve. That song is
Oh
crazy.
yeah, shit is fire.
And even you know, I was listening to Fab Five Mega Ran's
Oh,
album.
word, no doubt.
And man, y'all both went crazy on that. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So,
I was having a text convo with them when that song first dropped. I was like, yo, I had the best verse on that song. And they both looked at me like, man. I was like, nah, I did, bro. Like, and you know, it's always a challenge, but it's always like a contest and just this is, you know, friendly competition. Like I love, you know, Mickey Factz is impossible. The dude is impossible. So like, and Mega Ran is dumb nice. Like those cats are, and then the esoteric, like everybody on that song is nuts. You know what I mean? And he told me there would be some guys on there, and I knew Mickey's verse. I mean, I heard Mickey's verse first. I didn't hear Ran or any other persons on that song, but a song like that, I take pride. Like when I write a rap, you know, I like to show my wit. I like my punchlines to kind of go like, you know what I mean? Like maybe you catch it. Like what I said? I said, what's it? I said, hey yo, Ran. I cut to the chase and that made them all ran. Ironically, I'm headed to the bank when I land. So that's like a double line. You know what I mean? Like, things like I booked that. I shine like the sun, so you got to Devin book that. Never ever look back. First round pick. I made it to Zion riding on the Pelican. That's just me showing love to the city.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But obviously, the double entendre in that regard. Feeling the same. And then I'm gonna what is that? I'm going for the. I'm a stand-up guy, like I'm going for the block. Then I get the fast break, no candy when I jot. Like the fast break candy. I always try my best to like just throw some things in there that if people really do break them down, they'll go, oh, okay. Like, oh, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, oh, man, I didn't even think about it. Like the riding the Zion on a Pelican, like that. I don't know. So like when I'm writing those type of verses, especially on a song with somebody like Mega Ran and like Factz, it's just like, yo, I gotta come with my best. And one thing I am learning about doing features, you know, because I was blessed to be on a song that never came out, but it's with Conway the Machine and Sky Zoo and Mega Ran. It's called The Greatest Ever. It's an unreleased record. I'll send it to you. So if you know Swerve, then you know Montezi, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
You know who So yeah, it was a Montezi record.
Okay.
And so it's a version that
like, I think it's I mean the song is they're like a group. It's Swerve City, right? Swerve City.
Exactly. So so but it was a version of that song. They dropped a song called Greatest Ever. I think Swerve's on it, Montezi's on it. But the original version had Sky Zoo on the hook, Conway the Machine, Alfred Banks, Mega Ran, and Montezi. And when I heard I was on that joint, I was like, "Ooh, about to go crazy on this joint." So I always approach my features like that. And so hearing Mickey Factz destroy someone at his stature shouldn't even take those features as serious as he does, but he does, and he knocks them out the park. It's scary.
It is.
It's scary.
It is, bro. That guy's work ethic is different, bro. Like
it's a different type of beast, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, bro. And man, even speaking of like Mega Ran, like how do you approach? You know, you said like, but how is it like you talked about like those like with multi-feature ones, but how is it like when it's just like you? I know you and Mega Ran have a bunch of like songs that like it's just you two.
For sure.
I know you have. I think you have one on one of your projects.
Yeah, the beautiful.
Is on the Heartbreaker.
No, Home Wrecker.
Oh, Home Wrecker.
The name of the song is Home Wrecker.
Yeah. So I know you have one on your project, and I think you have two. One is on the Random Christmas project, and then I'm trying. There's another one.
Sumi Masen.
There you go.
Sumi Masen.
So how do you approach those? Like.
Well, I'm just not gonna let him run me off the record. So that's first off, because that motherfucker can rap. So first I can't let him do that. But when I do a song with Ran, man, it's fun. I don't have to really go as hard as I would normally. because it's never really a song where it's that aggressive kind of like, hey, yo, I come through with the. It's just more like is a subject. There's even another record we did. I got hit up by Nintendo to do a song for. I've never said this out loud because it didn't happen. So like whatever, but I got hit up by Nintendo to do the Link's Awakening, the re-release of that. They originally wanted to redo the campaign they did in the 90s. They did like a hip hop campaign with that song, with that game. And so they wanted to redo that and have a rapper do it. So they hit me up to write something. And they wound up not even doing that campaign, as you probably saw. But that song that I made for that, I played it for Rand. And Rand was like, yo, this shit is hot. And we released it through his Patreon. It's actually on YouTube. I think it's Mega Ran Alfred Banks Awakening, I want to say. That song is fun. Like I'm rapping about Link and Zelda and shit. And like I'm not even that big of a Zelda fan, but I know when I rock on a song with Rand, we just gonna have fun. That's really what it's about. You know what I mean? It's about having fun. It's about being dope and performing that song, Sumi Masen. We performed it a bunch. And that song's dope as hell, man. Like people love that record. And I just love performing with Rand. He's such a good guy. He has such a positive energy. And that shit's infectious. And so when I jump on a record with him, I know that energy that he's gonna bring. So I'm just gonna match that. You know what I mean? So it's always fun. Yeah, no, for sure, bro. I'm personally, you know, I found out about Mega Ran through the New Day podcast. What?
They interviewed him, I believe, on one of the episodes, and then he was talking to them about when Kofi won the championship at WrestleMania.
Gotcha.
That Mega Ran had did a song personally for Kofi to come out to at WrestleMania, and it ended up not working out. They decided to just keep Kofi using the New Day theme song, whatever. But it was just the way, like when he was talking about it and how he wanted to, you know, he wanted to show off for Kofi and stuff. And, you know, I appreciated that, man, because, you know, that was I went to that WrestleMania with my dad.
For sure.
And when Kofi won the championship, man, like, you know what I mean? It was a moment, bro. Not
a dry in the house.
You know what I mean? And I got goosebumps. I was, you know, that was my dad's first WrestleMania. So, you know, to share that experience with my pops was, you know, super cool, man. And you know, it was definitely a touching moment, man. And to see how hard Mega Ran was talking about, like, you know, doing that for Kofi, I was like, man, you know what? And they were bigging him up too, because, you know, they were like, yo, this dude is nice. And I'm like, so he's a good dude and he makes dope music. Let me, you know what I mean? Let me check him out.
Let me tap in.
And you know, that's what I mostly look for in artists is, you know, and I don't, you know, you can make good music but be a terrible person.
Oh, of course.
As we've seen with a lot of these artists.
Yeah, for sure. Very much
so. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of, you know, the artists I really like, I listen to a lot, or like who I view like are really good people are my favorites, like Cole. Like Cole is one of my favorite artists just because of who he is as a person, as well as the music he makes, because he also makes music for, you know what I mean? Like for people he makes all types of music for all types of feelings.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And I put him in one of those, I put Mega Ran in one of those, like in that box as well.
For sure.
He's such a good dude.
Now, Mega Ran is amazing, man. Mega Ran has showed me time and time again how much he really cares about me and my career, and he doesn't have to. The first time I toured with him was in 2017. It was me, him, and Kadesh Flow, and just how nice he was, you know. I just because he said he's been treated like shit on tours before, opening for bigger acts, and he's like, I'm just not gonna be that guy, and so nice. And then I toured with him again in 2019. It was me, Mega Ran, and Mickey Factz, which is a dream come true because I'd always wanted to do that run, and I kind of me, Ran, and Factz have a text group. And I remember like throwing that idea in the air. I was like, yo, like we should do a run together. And they were both into it, and because they both fuck with me and they respect me, so they were into it. And I introduced Factz to Ran to Factz. I mean, no, Ran and Factz had a situation in 2009 where they knew each other, but I reintroduced that situation. And just those are my brothers. So doing that run was dope. And I say all that to say, like, for example, when I did this last run with them, right before my last tour with them was before COVID, 2019. And, you know, I remember doing certain cities and I'm opening that run as me, and then it's Factz, and then Ran. And, you know, maybe there'd be 200 people in the house, but when I go up, it's 50.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm the opener. But then Ran would bring me back out during his set when there's 200 people in the crowd to have me kick a verse a cappella or jump on a cypher so people can see me and so I can sell more merch. And it's just things like that. Like, you don't have to do that at all, bro. You're the headline. You do your set and go about your damn business. You know, maybe the 50, 60 people that saw me, they buy my stuff and we call it a night. And Factz would do that too. You know, Mickey Factz is that guy. Mickey Factz, I've toured with him 3 separate times. And the last time I toured with him was 2018. And man, every night he put me up at the peak of the crowd. You know what I mean? And like, as a headliner, you don't have to do that. You should go up at the peak of the crowd, but he's so selfless. And, you know, I'm blessed to know these people. I'm blessed to know Mega Ran and Mega Factz. I'm blessed to know Mega Ran and Mickey Factz because those guys are some of the nicest people on the planet. And I've had such a good go at this music thing, meeting people like that. And so Mega Ran, that's why he's so blessed, because he's so nice. He's such an amazing person. And outside of music, he's an even better person. Like, he's a great human being.
Yeah, man.
You know, I love that guy, man. I got nothing but love for those dudes, man, for sure.
Man, I've heard nothing but great things about Mega Ran. So as the person, so it's, you know what I mean, it's dope. You know what I mean, to you know what I mean, he deserves everything, all the success he's getting. You know what I mean? And, you know, even you, bro, like, you didn't have to do this interview. And, you know what I mean? I appreciate, you know, you taking this time to do this interview with me.
For sure, man.
You know?
I appreciate you reaching out, like, at the show, man. It seemed like you really enjoyed the performance and the music. And we both have something in common with a love for wrestling. We obviously have great taste in music. And we both have, I mean, you had the Jason Williams joint on. I'm like, yo, this nigga's wild fly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything he say, I'll take a little bit more serious because he's fly. I'm just kidding. But nah, you're a fly guy, man. I was like, all right, man, my man got a swag about him, is lit. And then you told me the premise of your situation. I was like, man, what? I've never done an interview like this before. And I'm very excited because this is an aspect of me that a lot of people don't know about. Is that I fuck with wrestling really tough. And so I mentioned it. If you listen to some of my music, you'll get references. I throw a lot of wrestling references in my music. But at the end of the day, man, I love these type of things. I love these conversations about things that we all, you know, we love music, but there are other aspects of those things that all connect. Wrestling and music are connecting now. Sneakers and music are connecting now. And so, yeah, that's so doing this, man, this is a dope situation. So I was very grateful and appreciate your patience as well.
There you go, man. No, of course, man. I was just super excited for this interview. So,
for sure, man. No doubt.
But yeah, bro. I just got let's see. Yeah, I just got 2 more questions. You know, one of them.
Cool.
What's your favorite song to perform?
You might laugh at this. So I'm in a group called Sax Kicks Ave with my man Albert Allen back from Tanking the Bangers. My favorite song to perform now is a cover of You Can Call Me Al by Paul Simon.
Okay.
That's my favorite song to perform. Because when I do it, people don't really know how good I shouldn't say it like that. People don't know how I can sing.
Okay.
And so I get to really show off another side of me when I do that record. If you go on YouTube, look up Alfred Sax Kicks Ave, which is SAXKIXAVE. You Can Call Me Al cover. And you'll see just how much fun I'm having. I love performing that record. Now as Alfred Banks, I love performing The Wave. I got a song called The Wave from my latest project, One Guy Standing By Himself. That's for some reason became my favorite record to perform. I love doing that record. Shout out to my man Cedric Avenue out of Denver. He produced that joint. Yeah, it's my favorite joint to perform.
And that's That's all I want to talk about. Your new EP, man. The Range.
Yeah, turn up.
Yeah, bro. I definitely listened to it right before we got on the call again. I listened to it earlier today at work. Man. I know I saw you drop them. You dropped them as singles at first, and then you
Yes.
turned it into the EP. But
Yes.
bro, Sunday Drive is so damn soothing, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's love, man. That song is my baby, man. Like, I love that record. That's my man, Luther Vandals. He produced that. He's out of New York. He's out of Sacramento by way of New York.
Okay. New York.
That's that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's from Brooklyn, but I ain't gonna put that tag on him, and I don't know. But I think he's from Brooklyn.
Shout out to you, bro. Brooklyn in the building.
Yeah, nah, man. That song is my baby. I love that record because I wanted to do something textural. I wanted to do something lo-fi, like real chill. I wanted to do something different. The format of it is completely different. There's no hook on that record. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, I love it, man. I love that record. I actually listen to that song every morning when I wake up.
Bro, I was at work and I played that and I was like, damn, this song is so
that feeling that is so that's what I wanted to create. I wanted to invoke that type of energy on that song. I love that record.
It's like super, like, just so, like, good energy. Like,
yes. It's just good background music. It's background music when you're meditating or if you're you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
I was about to say, like, it's a super zen song.
If you smoke, you know what I'm saying, if that's your type of time, you could smoke to that. You know what I'm saying? If you light your incense, your Palo Santo, you could ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that kind of energy. And I don't know. I appreciate you for liking that record, bro. That's like, I feel like that's a sleeper on that little project. I think the standout record that everyone likes is Too Much. Ironically, everyone, and I was scared to put that out because that song is so, I don't even really know what genre to put that under. Like, I'm rapping on it, but it ain't rap.
It's like one of those like Childish Gambino type beats, but you know what I mean? That, like, as far as like that last project he had put out with Waking My Love.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of like those, but like you're rapping on it. Yeah, I could, but I mean, that song is super dope too. You know, like I said, the whole project is dope. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out, man. The Range EP.
I appreciate that.
Definitely, you did your thing on that, bro. And
I wanted to show the range. That was the whole point. I wanted to show that I could do, you know, whatever. So.
And man, now that project was super dope. Y'all make sure, again, y'all go check that out. And if y'all been feeling angry, make sure I listen to Sunday Drive, because I promise you that will switch your whole mood up.
That's the joint, man. Mad. I appreciate that, bro. That really means, you have no idea. That really means a lot. I feel like that song was a sleeper on that project, and people are, you know, a couple people have been like, "Yo, that's the joint." I'm like, man, thank you. Most people say Too Much because they didn't expect that from me, but Sunday Drive is my baby. I love that song, man, for sure.
So, what's next for Alfred Banks, bro? What's next for you, bro?
Well, we're gonna end the year with some shows. I got one more. I'm headed to Kansas City this weekend to go do some stuff. The following weekend, I got a show in Pensacola, Florida, and the following weekend after that, I'm performing at my old high school, which is cool. And for the new year, man, I got some festivals lined up. I'm doing probably the most important show of my career next year. I'll be finalizing those things really soon. We'll be announcing soon. I cannot wait for that new project. I'm debating. I think the next project is going to be called Yes the Month. It's been done since late 2019, but we're finally going to put it out, and I can't wait for that. New music. We're probably going to be dropping a new single in January. New music, a bunch of new shows. People are going to see something really cool. I'll just say there's a commercial that's coming out that people will see me on, which is amazing. It'll be my first time, my first splash on a national situation. So the whole world will get to see me. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, man, that's really it. Just creating and taking care of my family, making as much money as I can, rapping on as many stages as I can, and looking fly doing it. So
ain't mad at that. And what's a message you got for your fans?
If you consider yourself an Alfred Banks fan, thank you very much. I appreciate the love and support. If you never heard of me, hello, welcome to the whole situation, Underdog Central. My name is Alfred Banks. It's nice to meet you. And for my people that are in between, much love to you as well. Just much love. Stay safe in these weird times. Get vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, wear your mask. We should still practice social distancing as much as possible. Rock Germ-X, wash your hands, wipe your ass, use baby wipes, drink a lot of water, sleep as much as you can.
Hey, man. Even with it's still positivity, throughout the whole thing.
For sure.
And man, give them your socials. Let them know where they can find you at, website, merch, all that, bro. Let them know what's up.
Social media, everything is Underdog Central. That's my label. Everything is Underdog Central. So if you go on any social media, type in Underdog Central, the exact way you spell it, all one word, no spaces, and you'll find me. UnderdogCentral.com is my website. SaxKicksApp.com is the website for my group I'm in. And Alfred Banks on Google. If you just Google Alfred Banks, some cool stuff will pop up. So, but Twitter, Instagram, Underdog Central, UnderdogCentral.com, SoundCloud, Bandcamp, AlfredBanks.bandcamp.com, all these different places you can listen to the tunes and check everything out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and make sure you also cop your merch, man. I had to show love to Alfred Banks, man. Fire merch for sure.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
If it wasn't over on my bed so far, I would show them that I have that SmackDown logo on my DJ laptop. I have it
turn up.
I have it on the sticker, so I had to add that on there as well. So
that's what's up, man.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you taking the time out to do this.
For sure.
And it's definitely I want to do this again. Definitely, I'm gonna link with you in New Orleans, even if there's like a WrestleMania over there. A link with you over there. You know what I mean, or anything, whatever. Even if you got a show out there, I'm gonna definitely link with you in New Orleans or
man.
Here or both, whatever. I definitely, definitely gotta pull up on you. And then, speaking of merch, man, Off the Rope. They show love on this podcast as well. They have a bunch of wrestling and rap shirts. As you can tell, this is an Undertaker shirt, but it says Death Valley Records.
That's hard.
Y'all gotta go show love to Off the Rope, man. They are doing their thing out here. They got WWE superstars wearing their wearing merch. Y'all go check them out. To all the wrestling and rap game fans, offtherope.com, Off the Rope on Instagram. They have a bunch of dope wrestling rap shirts. If you're aware, if you're watching the show, you're probably aware. You see me wear the Travis Scott Cactus Jack shirt with the Mick Foley, print. The Bret Hart with the Cameron pink fur. They got a bunch of dope shirts. Man, y'all go check out Off the Rope. Check out my brother Puck as well. He runs the one that runs Off the Rope, and y'all go show them some love. Go cop some merch. As you can see, it's just fire, man. Definitely.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
And y'all gotta check them out. And then and you also gonna go to Alfred Banks, on the UnderdogCentral.com, and y'all gonna cop some merch over there too. And then next time I see y'all, you know what I mean? It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit.
We're gonna be dripped out. We're gonna be draped up and dripped out.
That's a fact, man. And man, this has been another episode of Wrestling the Rap Game. The return. We're back. We're staying. We're here for good. We're not going nowhere. And we kicked it off with Alfred Banks, and I can't think of more. For coming and blessing us. Man.
Sure, man.
We out of here. Peace, and check y'all next week.
Paper. Empire, we run shit. It's down.